Hey guys, on today's video I'm going to be talking about iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, 64 gig versus 256. Alright, and the main difference between the 64 gig and 256 gig. And the difference is exactly that. It's just the storage. By no means does the 256 gig have a better camera than the 64 gig or anything else better besides the storage. This is just the storage space between the two. As you know, iPhones, you cannot expand your storage, so that's why you pay quite a bit more for having more storage, since there is no way of putting more storage in it. Now, unlike Androids, where you can, most Androids, you can insert an SD card. With these guys, you can't. There are adapters that let you plug in an SD card, but that's mainly just to transfer information, and that's about it. So you might reconsider getting the smaller sized phone. For most people, 64 gig would be okay. So let me just go into tech. There we go. So right here in the list, you guys will see that the 64 and 256 gig have actually exactly the same thing. Everything, the chip, camera, everything. Alright, so they do have everything exactly the same, like I told you guys. Now if we're looking at what you guys should get between these two, I would always recommend getting a little bit more, just because a lot of people like to keep their iPhones full of videos and photos. When it comes to videos at 4K resolution, they'll take up a ton of space. However, most of you, I don't think you need the 64 gig, the 256 gig, because you might not even have a TV that's 4K, so you might not even see your videos ever at your TV. But if you're thinking of exporting your videos at 4K, then yeah, then go ahead and buy a 256 gig. If you want to be really comfortable again with your iPhone and unlimited, well, I wouldn't say unlimited space, but really comfortable with the space, then just go with this one. But most people, if you're using just Facebook, Twitter, and then just taking a regular amount of videos, maybe even not taking them at 4K, but choosing 1080p, which is, most people right now have 1080p TVs. Not everybody has updated their TVs to 4K, so you might not even realize that, and might not even care about the taking 4K videos. And actually, even most people don't even see their videos from their phones on their TV. They just view it on their phone, and there will be no difference that you will see between a 1080p and a 4K video on your phone because of the resolution. Alright, your phone would have to be 4K in order to view a 4K video in that amount of resolution, and these are not, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so just think about what you guys want to use your phone for. If you're gonna have a ton of apps that are really heavy, you're gonna do heavy gaming on it, there are some apps that are, each one is 2 to 3 gigs, then maybe yeah, go for this. But if you're gonna have your standard apps, you could get away with 64 gigs. All right, and there's there's Google, there's iCloud, there's Dropbox, where you can store your stuff as well, so that way you guys don't ever run out of space. Anyways, hopefully this helped you out. So again, the main difference is just the storage. That's it. By no means does one phone have something better than the other one just because of the amount of gigs. Now, if you're looking the difference between an iPhone 8 and an iPhone 8 Plus, then the difference is actually the size. Alright, so you're looking at the screen size is different, so that's why the iPhone Plus has a better screen. Alright, and besides that, is it faster? No, not really. It has the same chip, so there you go. Camera wise, you have optical zoom. I would say that's the highlight, because you cannot do that with the iPhone 8. There is no optical zoom. Portrait mode and all that, I would say that doesn't really matter that much. There's so many apps out there that, this is a good thing that Apple's making, but there's no huge need for it. But optical zoom, it's actually a pretty good thing. Besides that, battery life in iPhone 8 Plus is actually a little bit better than the iPhone 8. Although it has a bigger screen, there is that space that Apple managed to put in a bigger battery, and that's why the battery lasts a little bit more. So if you're talking about talk time, 21 hours versus 14 hours. All right, So this is the iPhone 8 Plus, iPhone 8. Then when you're talking about internet use, there's almost no difference, right? So 13 hours versus 12, I mean, not significant. And that's usually where people take up the most of their battery. So battery life depends what you guys use it for. For most, I would say it's not a significant thing. But yeah, the screen's significantly bigger. And the same goes with iPhone 8 Plus, 64 gig versus 256 gig. Exact same thing, just the amount of capacity that you have inside the phone to store stuff. All right, so just your storage. Hopefully this video helped you guys out a little bit. If you guys have still any questions, comments, you can write them down here below in the comments area. And don't forget to subscribe and rate. Thank you.